Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome back to our support race action here from Oulton Park, the Nankang Tyres BMW Compact Cup. Now, if you cast your minds back 3 weeks ago to our previous TCR UK race meeting, you'll probably remember this lot because they stole the show with a pair of phenomenal races at Castle Combe. Well, now we're here at Oulton Park and we're looking ready to do it all over again. Here's how the grid looks. It's Stephen Daly and Ian Jones on row 1, with Ben Huntley and David May making up the second row. Row 3 then for Matthew Parks, the sensational comeback king of Castle Combe, with Tom Griffiths alongside, then Sam Carrington-Yates and Owen Hunter with an overnight engine change in 8th. Paul Hinson is 9th, ahead of Gordon McMillan on the 5th row. Then it's Alan Caulfield and Craig Jameson, row 6. Row 7 for Andrew Prince and Keith Towers. Row 8, Matt Flowers and Robert Marshall. Row 9 for Mark Skeets and David Sharp. And row 10, Mikey Doble and Chris Hack. It's a mammoth 33-car grid. Next up are Aaron Morgan and Ray McDowell. Then Tim Scott Andrews and Wayne Flint on the 12th row, then Jonathan Atkinson, Martin Gadsby, Jim Barrett, Simon Welch, we're nearly there. They're rounded out then by Brendan Murphy, Nick Edmond, Alessandro Albano, Craig Arkell, Aaron Morgan and Mike Doble. Well, Stephen Daly leads the championship coming into this round after an exclusion for his nearest rival Owen Hunter after contact with Ian Jones last time out. Well, Ian coming back strong here at Oulton Park, lines up second on the grid ahead of a 12-minute race. The lights go out, away we go, and it's a pretty even start from both front row men, but Stephen Daly will snatch the lead down towards turn number 1. Ian Jones comes over to the inside line to try and defend his second place. David May's in there as well. Look at Matt Parks. Matt Parks with a storming start, coming up from 5th on the grid to 3rd. Everyone's on the grass. You can't possibly get 33 cars through Old Hall Corner without a bit of dirt being kicked up, but I think they got away without any significant contact. So it's Daly from Jones, from Parks or May 3rd. David May going right around the outside there at Cascades, and I think he's going to make that one stick. Yes, he does. So David May goes back into 3rd. That held up Parks a bit, and then you got Owen Hunter in 5th. So Owen, the man who was excluded from that result at Castle Combe, changed the engine overnight. They reckon this engine's going to be down on power, but he's going pretty strong at the moment. He's right up there with the leading contenders. A great start from 8th to 5th for Owen as they head up towards the Shell Hair before the first time. Now let's get our fingers crossed and get everyone through here. This is always a bit of a pinch point on the circuit. Top 2 escaping, Daly and Jones, and then this fight for 3rd with David May looking for his first ever podium in the championship. He's come close on occasion before, and he really wants to try and get that podium here this weekend. He's in 3rd at the moment. Matt Parks is 4th, who sensationally had a podium result in race 2 at Castle Combe from 12th on the grid, having started race 1 33rd on the grid, as the leaders head down towards his lobs. Ian Jones is going for the race lead up the inside of Stephen Daly. He's going to go through. Ian Jones with our first lead change of the race down at the Hislop chicane, and he's made his way through. So Jones leads. Now that changes everything because Stephen Daly out in front is a danger to everyone else. But the rumours around the paddock have been Ian Jones could have the measure of Stephen Daly this weekend. Ian's championship, of course, has taken a big hit with the result of that non-finish at Castle Combe last time out. He can treat it as a drop score, so it shouldn't hurt him too badly. But obviously he's lost some ground in the championship. But now he's just out there trying to get some race wins. And Ian Jones, a real character in the paddock. There are lots of those characters in this paddock, though, it has to be said. And Ian Jones in the lead of the race, but can he keep the reigning champion behind down towards Lodge at the end of the opening lap? Now, a 12-minute race, lap time's over 2 minutes. We're only going to get 6 laps in here, I think, maybe even 5 if the pace is slow. So they're going to have to get on with this. Lap number 1 is already being completed. They cross the start-finish line with Ian Jones leading the way. Stephen Daly in 2nd. 3rd is David May. 4th is Matt Parks. 5th for Owen Hunter. 6th Ben Huntley. 7th for Sam Carrington-Yates. 8th is Paul Hinson, who is 3rd in the points coming into this race. He's the black and yellow card of 25 on the screen. 9th for Tom Griffiths, and Alan Caulfield is into the top 10. Alan had a bit of a nasty shunt here 12 months ago, so it's good to see him running well at Oulton Park this time around. Ian Jones had a bit of a nasty shunt actually at Oulton Park here last year as well. On the opening lap of race 1, he came down to this part of the circuit at the end of the Lakeside Straight, had some contact that went sideways into the side of the tyre wall. It was an enormous accident. He got the car fixed and back out there for race 2, amazingly. So leaders make their way back through Island Bend. It's all starting to get a bit congested now in the front though, because Ian Jones maybe watching his mirrors a bit, just waiting for the attack to come from Stephen Daly. And Stephen Daly in 2nd place, the Scotsman, is, we know, very quick, but he did say to me yesterday that he wasn't really wanting to take too many risks. If there's someone in front of him and they're determined to stay in front of him, he's not going to take too many risks, because the last thing he wants is a penalty that could affect his championship, or even just a non-finish as a result of contact. So he's going to play it reasonably safe. But when you're in a pack of cars this close together, there's only so safe you can play it, really. And if you back off too much, you end up losing loads of places, and then you're in the danger zone anyway. So see Stephen Daly here, he backs off. He's still got David May and Hunter, and they're all quick drivers right behind him. Ben Huntley is having one of his best weekends of the season so far as well. Actually, Ben had flashes of speed last season, but was never quite able to put it all together in a season-long campaign. Same is true of this year to an extent. It's good to see him up there towards the sharp end again. In 6th place at the moment is the number 96 car. The leaders turn through it. We're already ticking towards the 1/3 race distance now as they crest the hill down towards Lodge. This is a good overtaking opportunity if you're close enough, but it's not easy to make the move stick down here. You've got to rely on a bit of compliance from the driver you're overtaking. That's a rare thing in motorsport, especially a championship this tightly packed together. Through Deersley they come up towards the start-finish line. Ian Jones leads the race by just under half a second, but the fastest lap goes to the man in 3rd, David May, 2 minutes 6.374. Then look at this train of cars here as well. Alan Caulfield is leading Craig Jameson, but at the inside of him is going Gordon McMillan in towards Old Hall Corner. McMillan's going to go through. That could open the door for the rest of them to come through as well. Mark Skeets is in there. Then behind him is Andrew Prince, another one of the Scottish drivers making the journey down to the English Championship. They're going to go 3 abreast in towards Cascades. That was never likely to work, but actually they kept it remarkably clean and all come out the other side in vaguely the same order. There was a bit of shuffling going on there, I think. One car on the grass, a couple of cars on the grass in fact, but that's Andrew Prince there, the 29 car running way wide. Keith Towers in behind. This is one of the great things about this championship, is that the racing for 20th or 30th will be just as intense and just as exciting to watch as the racing for the race lead. You can see there we've got this lead group of cars that stretches back as far as Tom Griffiths in 9th, so that's 9 cars, and then what, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, let's call it 12 cars in this next group. We've got Floppy Marcus going flying, Andrew Prince there alongside Craig Jameson. Craig Jameson, the 82 car on the inside line, takes to the curbs and gains a position there, I believe, because he was behind, no, he was ahead of Martin Prince at the start of the lap, so he's lost a place there. So over the hilltop we come. Keith Towers there, the red and white car ducking out of line. He's now trying to get past Andrew Prince as well, and I think he might be able to do it. Yeah, gets over to the inside. This is now bringing more cars into this train. It's going to get even busier now and even harder to keep up with every positional change. One car on the grass, but just gives hits with a bit of dirt. No real damage done. Leaders meanwhile are at Druids, with Ian Jones and Stephen Daly still leading David May, Matt Parks and Ben Huntley. So still the same order inside the top 5 as we come around now to the completion of lap number 3, and we are now into the second half of this slightly shortened race. There's this battle going on behind with Skeetsy, Mark Skeet, that's Matt Flowers, who we haven't seen much of so far this season, but Matt Flowers there in 15th place at the line. That I'm fairly sure is already out of date. I think he's probably a bit further up the order than that. Across the line, the race leads. The gap was 0.48 of a second, it's now 0.44, as again David May though in 3rd is the fastest of the 3 with another fastest lap. He's the first man all race long to get into 2 minutes 5. 2 minutes 5.915 is the lap time. Gordon McMillan now trying to make another move up the inside here of Alan Caulfield. Can't do it though. Alan Caulfield really coming on strong as Matt Parks is defending here from Owen Hunter, who's going around the outside of Cascades to try and take 4th place away. That is a fantastic move made by the man who was a bit dejected after that Castle Combe exclusion, because he really felt that he could have won the championship this year. That exclusion, you can't count an exclusion as a dropped score, so it's taken him out of the championship hunt, but he's still looking to try and get 2nd place in the championship. He's not a million miles behind, so only 20 or so points away from Matt Parks, who is in 2nd place in the points, and that's the man he just passed. That's Simon Welch, unfortunately off, coming out of Old Hall Corner, but no real damage done. Rejoins on his way. Owen Hunter then, the TradePriceCars.com liveried machine, car number 47 into 4th. Now can he get onto the podium? That becomes the next question. Out of the Britain chicane they go, and Hunter already looks to be closing in slightly on David May in front. David, as we know, is the fastest car on the track at the moment, although they're all lapping within a 10th or so of each other really, this whole group of top 5. That I think might be Matt Flowers, who's just straight line British chicane, as Paul Hinson has got Tom Griffiths going around the outside of him, and they lean on each other slightly. Griffiths across the grass. Now where's he going to rejoin? Well, when he gains the position, he will say that he was forced off the road. Paul Hinson will say that he cut the corner, and you can make your own minds up as to who you believe. Here's a replay. So Griffiths is trying to gain the place here around the outside line. He gets his nose in front, but Hinson's later on the brakes. can't run side by side through the corner without contact. It was a very minimal amount of contact, but it's enough just to fire Griffiths off onto the grass. He kept his foot planted though, and is able to actually gain the position anyway. So we'll wait and see whether that stands, but he is in front for the time being. Leaders back out of Lodge corner. Then Ian Jones from Stephen Daly for David May. But what is the lap time of Owen Hunter? That's what I'm interested to see. The car in 4th position. Is he catching David May? Well, let's see. The lead gap was 0.4. It's now 0.7. The gap between May and Hunter comes down by 2/10. So yes, Owen Hunter was fractionally quicker. But Ian Jones, the race leader, snatches the fastest lap. So he's now the second driver to have got into the 2-minute 5 bracket. He goes a 10th quicker than David May went a lap ago. Paul Hinson back on the tail now of Tom Griffiths as they go down the avenue towards Cascades. There's confirmation of your order then. Jones from Daly, from May, from Hunter, Park and Hunt Lee. Carrington Yates in 7th, Tom Griffiths 8th, and that's Andrew Prince off, coming out of Old Hall. Keeps it out of the barriers, just maybe taps the front left corner, but he got away with that. That was 10 out of 10 for effort, wasn't it? That was a very, very graceful pirouette. And he rejoins, but an awfully long way further back than he was. That's a shame, because Andrew Prince had been running in, well, 16th place. Let's see if we can piece together what happens. Well, we got the curb on the way in, got the grass on the way out, and a huge tank slapper ensued, and he did a good job of saving that then. And just, I think, nudges the barrier, but not enough to even really take the paint off the bodywork, I don't think. So leaders back over Hilltop then. Jones from Daly. The gap was 7/10 at the start of the lap. It went out by 3/10 on the previous lap. But I'd say the top 3 are getting closer together now as we're about to go on to the final lap at the end of this one. So we are going to get 6 laps in. Black and white warning flag for Matt Parks. Managed running in 5th position. That's for exceeding the track limits. The top 3 just breaking the waistline now as they go over Clay Hill for the 5th time. And up towards Druids once again. Through the left-hander onto the brakes into this really tricky high-speed double apex right-hander underneath the trees as well. There's a new spectator area though on the inside of that corner that's been opened in recent years. That means that the spectators can get a really unique view of one of the fastest corners on the track. It's all starting to get a bit close here though. I think that David May is getting quite antsy in 3rd place, and that is ramping up the pressure as far as Stephen Daly is concerned in 2nd, because he can no longer afford to just sit there in 2nd place and take the points. He's coming under too much pressure from David May to do that, so he's going to have to, I think, try and make the move on Ian Jones if he can. David May, a 2-minute 5.6. That's a really good lap time. That would have put him 4th on the grid in qualifying. New fastest lap of the race, it goes without saying. Here's some battling going on behind. That's Raymond Dowell in the black, pink and yellow car. That's the car formerly raced and won a race with the hands of Joe Wiggin a couple of years ago. Ian Jones feeling the pressure as we go on to the final lap of the race now. Stephen Daly in the slipstream down the Lakeside Straight. He's built a bit of a buffer now over David May, so that takes a bit of the pressure away from the championship leader and reigning champion, who arrives here on 399 points as opposed to Matt Parks' 357. He is dropping more points though, Stephen Daly. Stephen has not finished worse than 2nd all year, so he is dropping 96 points from that total, whereas Matt Parks is dropping quite a few less. He's dropping a 37 and a 43, I believe, so 80 points. So yeah, that closes the gap down slightly, but of course Parks is only 5th in this one and Daly is 2nd, so Stephen is set to extend that margin ever so slightly now. Down towards the bottom of the hill they come again for the final time, and I don't see Stephen Daly taking an enormous risk here, but the former Scottish Compact Cup champion, and then moved down into this series. This is his 3rd year racing in the English Compact Cup. This very, very popular little BMW series that has just gone on to new and extraordinary heights this year. And it's been great to see the series grow and grow year on year, but it looks as though, well, I was about to say Ian Jones, it looks as though he's on for the race victory and what would be his first victory of the year. But Stephen Daly had a really good run through Druids then, and he is on the tail of the race leader down towards Lodge. It's going to be another one of those Oulton Park grandstand finishes. Outside line on the way in for Stephen Daly, tries to cut back to the late apex and always force the mistake out of Ian Jones. It doesn't happen though. It's going to be a drag race to the line, but I think that Ian Jones is just about going to hang on to take his first win of the season. Checkered flag, flash of the lights, and a race victory for Ian Jones. Stephen Daly comes home in 2nd and David May in 3rd. The top 3 covered by just 6/10 of a second. Owen Hunter, a really, really well-deserved 4th place after that overnight engine change from the team. 5th place goes to Matt Parks, 6th is Ben Huntley, 7th for Sam Carrington-Yates, 8th Tom Griffiths, 9th Paul Hinson, and 10th there we just saw him coming across the line, the red car of Gordon McMillan ahead of the yellow and black number 42 of Mark Skeets. But look at this, everyone has someone to play with in the championship. There's never a bored driver in a BMW Compact Cup race. You've always got someone to race with, and they'll all have a story to tell at the end of the day, usually over a beer and a burger in the paddock. Really great camaraderie amongst the BMW Compact Cup teams and drivers. And Ian Jones, who he and Owen Hunter of course had that contact, it damaged Ian Jones's car, it forced an exclusion on Owen Hunter, but they kissed and made up. They're good friends. They thought there's no point falling out over it, so we're going to just get on with the job at hand. This is racing at the end of the day, these things happen, and they both really move forward in a very professional, very grown-up way, and it's great to see that from this championship. No hard feelings, just lots of great racing and a fantastic drive from Ian Jones. And really that was all about that first lap, because it looked as though Stephen Daly, he'd got the lead at the first corner, and I have to say I thought to myself, well, that's it then, Stephen's going to win this race, he's going to run away with it, or even if he doesn't pull a big gap at the front of the field, he's likely to hang on to the win. And Ian Jones, well, I shouldn't have doubted him, because only halfway around the first lap he pulled off an absolutely beautiful move down the chicane to take the lead, and eventually the race win by just over a quarter of a second from Stephen Daly in 2nd, David May 3rd, then Owen Hunter and Matt Parks rounding out the top 5. Ben Huntley is 6th, Sam Carrington-Yates in 7th, then Tom Griffiths, Paul Hinson and Gordon McMillan rounds out the top 10. Mark Skeets is 11th, Alan Caulfield 12th, ahead of Matt Flowers, Craig Jameson and Keith Towers in 15th. Then it's Ray McDowell, Mikey Doble, Robert Marshall, Chris Hack and David Sharp. You can see some of the drivers have the letter M after their name. That means that they are some of the more experienced drivers on the grid, competing in the Masters class. And David May in 3rd place, the top master. Outside the top 20, we had Jonathan Atkinson, Wayne Flint, Jim Barrett, Tim Scott Andrews, Brendan Murphy, then Nick Edmond, Mike Doble, Aaron Morgan, Andrew Prince after his spin, and Martin Gadsby in 30th. Then Alessandro Albano, Simon Welch and Craig Arkell, all 33 starters, despite the close nature of the racing, got to the end of the race with no retirements. And that is a great testament to the driving standards in the BMW Compact Cup. So the field makes its way down towards Parc Ferme. We'll hopefully have time to catch up with our top 3 finishers before our next race gets underway. But of course, because of some of the delays in the programme from earlier races, we are trying to rattle through these races as quickly as we can. But hopefully we'll have time to at least chat to our top 3 finishers. And Ian Jones, his first win of the season, and it's a fantastic job that he did there to make that move on Stephen Daly. Good to see the spectators there cheering on the drivers as well. The drivers do appreciate that little wave and the cheer and the round of applause from the spectators as they're on their way back around towards the pit lane at the end of the race. So it's good to see that that's a tradition that's still very much going strong here at Oulton Park. So there's Greg Graham, championship coordinator, who's getting stuck in with the celebrations. That's David May, I think, that he was giving a hug. Stephen Daly passes the same gesture on to Ian Jones, and they'll be discussing that one for a while afterwards, I'm sure. So our top 3 drivers are down in the Parc Ferme area, and let's find out what they thought of what was another cracking race.
Thanks, Andy. Yeah, I'm here with Ian, who's trying to get cool. I don't blame you. That was a tight one all the way through the pack.
Yeah, it kind of sums up Compact Cup, really. Everybody's bumper to bumper, and that's how it should be.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, the pressure on you from the off to gain, and then to once you gain to stay there.
Yeah, Stephen's a very hard person to pull away from. Kind of knew it wouldn't happen. Got a slight gap on him, made a stupid mistake, and he's backing me bumper, making me sweat again.
Well, it's just looking at the top 3, 0.6 of a second between all 3 of you at the end. I mean, that is tight.
That's how it should be.
It really is, isn't it? So you take a win, fairly happy, I imagine?
Yes, first win of the year, lots of thirds, couple of seconds, and yeah, good.
There's no upwards from here.
No, you can only go backwards.
Let's hope that doesn't happen. Well done there.
Lovely, thank you.
So Ian Jones, race winner. Let's move around here. Actually, I was going to get another one of the drivers, but we have run out of time. So well done, by the way, to Stephen for 2nd place there. We haven't really got any time, but well done.
Yeah. Thank you very much. Thanks. A big, massive well done to Ian. It's been a long time coming for him, so I'm happy with that.
Lovely. That's all we can get from you, but well done. Nice podium, 2nd place there. That was it from the Compact Cup. Exciting racing, as we always expect. Join us back in just a few moments for the next race.